Hello there, and welcome to Andre's YouTube vlog for July 16th, 2012. Well, as you can see from the sweat on my face, I don't know if you can see it too well in this video, the 80, 90 degree heat wave that we've been having here for the last couple of weeks is still very much continuing. Well, I had a doctor's appointment today. As many of you who've been watching my vlogs know, for the past year and a half, basically now, since March of 2011, I've had a issue with my tonsils, which I recently had removed. And I've still been exploring the option of why some of those symptoms I had before the operation were still there. Now today I was told by the doctor who was looking at this that it might have something to do with acid reflux, which we had previously explored and didn't come to many results. I was supposed to have an endoscopy, but they decided that it wouldn't be safe, or it would be counterindicated at least, in my particular condition. And when I was in the doctor's office today, I cried a bit. And the reason I cried is because when allergies and acid reflux was mentioned, it reminded me of something that happened to me when I was a child, and how it led to my thinking about life today. I'm sure for the past 20 years, many people on YouTube have known you can't really watch TV or open up a magazine without seeing somebody worrying about gaining weight or not having enough weight or weight. Weight loss is always an issue. Diet is always an issue. The Atkins diet, the South Beach diet, there's always some diet out there. And doctors are always talking about diets and the importance of health. And it seems ironic that there's a massive dose, you could almost say an unhealthy dose of information out there about health. I know it's sort of a double negative, but the fact of the matter is I confronted that today with my past. When I was about 8 years old, in the second grade, I began to exhibit some very uncomfortable stomach pains. I went to the doctor, and they prescribed different medications, and nothing worked. So we decided to go to a chiropractor who was also a naturopath. And now this was 1988. In the state of Maine, naturopaths and chiropractors in general were seen as kind of, a little bit taboo and maybe even dangerous. But he had done a good job on my father's back and recommending homeopathic treatments. And he decided on one that might work for me, an allergy test combined with electronic acupuncture to desensitize me against allergies I might have. When I got the list back of allergies that I had, it included everything from kiwi fruit to wheat to peanut butter to oats, tomatoes, oranges, I believe, strawberries, you name it. It seemed like I was allergic to almost everything. I think it was actually 12 to 15 different things I was allergic to. Anyhow, when I went to school that year, I remember that there were a lot of people who were noticing the fact that I couldn't eat the hot lunches. That was the first year they introduced hot lunches to school, because I had to bring special chicken that was made, and I had to eat millet bread on my sandwiches. Do any of you know what millet bread is? Maybe it's better now, but it wasn't at the time. And I lost a lot of weight. I still can't look at a lot of pictures of me from 1988 without feeling some level of shame. I always felt as if my grandmother tried to hug me, I would slip right through like a tube, like a thin dowel. I just felt like I had physically and mentally become close to nothing because of this situation that happened to me. And eventually, the combination of electronic acupuncture and going off these foods actually worked. And by the age of 9, I could go back on all of these foods again. Now, the fact of the matter is, At that time, I vowed I would never, ever, ever voluntarily choose to have to go through something like that again. And today I was told to keep a record of what I was eating and to gradually eliminate those things if I felt any unusual symptoms to see if it was acid reflux. And about that trauma to mind, that trauma of being limited in what I could eat at a time where a lot of people are just flat out enjoying themselves when they're children, and of being the sickly kid in school and getting a lot of flack for that. And I'll admit, yeah, I was very sensitive, emotionally and physically, and it felt like it was all coming into the present somehow. And it also helped me to realize that when I was 18 or 19, I kept a diary of the food I was eating for dinner and lunch and out for somewhat similar reasons, because I wanted to see how my body reacted to that, even 10 years after the fact. And now that it's quite a bit more than even that, more than even 20 years since I had those food allergies, I want to put that part of my past behind me. I look at it now and it feels like, did that really happen? There's a lot of things like that in my life, and that's one of them. And today it was brought to the forefront. And the message I have here is this for everybody. Is it more important in our lives to keep physically healthy? Or is it in fact more unhealthy to become overly concerned about our physical health? It's an oddity, and it seems to contradict itself, but it's something worth thinking about. In my experience today, especially at this time of year in the summer, when everybody's eating ice cream and popsicles and probably a lot of cool things that may not be good for them, even overly sugared lemonade, that people should think about. Which is healthier, keeping our bodies healthy or keeping our minds healthy? There's a balance in there somewhere. And I'll see you next time.